Hi guys, how are you doing? It's great to be here. Thank you for joining me at Friendship Shaving. I've been experimenting with a little Lather Genie today. A very small bowl compared to my usual. You can see I've got my rubber set 400 with a nice synthetic knot. The idea is to put your soap in the bottom of the bowl as you would normally, add a drop of water and work that around, and then really push the brush down into the bowl to build up your lather. Now I find that pushes the soap into the knot, and if my knot is a little bit too wet at this point, when I stand it like that, the soap runs down and makes the handle very slippy. But I have got a brush full of soap. Very quickly, I do need a lot more water on this, so I'm going to just put some water in the bowl and pick it up with my brush and really face lather with this today. The brush is absolutely packed with soap, it really is. And the soap I'm using is a very nice soap from Ariana and Evans, Amber Rose. I particularly like this one. Which surprised me because I am not a fan of rose scented soaps. But the amber in this just takes the top off that rose and makes it a very, very nice scent indeed. Now, I need more water, guys. I'm going to put some water in the sink. And we'll get some water into this soap. It's really my first experiment with the Lather Genie. And the Amber Rose soap from Ariana and Evans is a very soft soap. And I think I may have put rather a lot in the bowl. Now I'm looking to get a nice bit of water into this lather because I shaved the other day with, I have it here, I shaved the other day with Proraso White. Now, people have said, and indeed I've been of the opinion that it's not the most slick soap, certainly compared to, other soaps like Ariana Evans or PAA or indeed Tobacco Original and various other soaps that are renowned for being very slick, and yet I loaded the soap for longer than I normally would, and I face lathered, and I got lots of water into the soap by doing what I'm doing now essentially. And I found that I had an incredibly slick lather on my face using a double-edged safety razor. I had an absolutely incredible shave. So it's really made me think that perhaps it's having a slick soap is just more about getting the correct amount of soap to water for the particular soap you're using. There we are. Now you can see I've got a little bit of water in that. I'm just wondering if that'll start to drip down the handle I'll make the handle of the brush wet, but we've got some soap on my face, I've got some soap on my foot and some on the floor too. Now the razor today that you can see, very kindly sent to me by Mike Slater from Duke City Vintage Shaving, that's his eBay shop. Mike, thank you very, very much indeed. This is a beautiful razor. Really, really a nice quality razor. It is an F.W. Engels razor from Bream Street in New York. They were in existence between 1909 and 1943, and they are renowned for making very nice razors. Here we are, this one is, and you may be able to see it is the FWE Special. And for collectors, it has Hansel and Gretel stamped on the tang there. Now this is a square point razor, and last weekend I got myself a treat down here. Still got a little scratch there on my face. The square end of that razor just caught under my skin and sliced and diced. So I have just taken the very edge off that corner there. So I am hoping to have a much more enjoyable shave today. Fingers crossed, because once that blade got under the skin, ooh. Now I'll just move my brush out of the way so I can see in this little mirror and get started. Wow, now I've got a very wet lather. I've got my little damp cloth that I'm using today just to wipe the blades. I can tell you guys that this blade is very, very nice to shave with. I think I've got my lather a little bit too wet. It's kind of running off the blade. So I haven't got that quite right today. I've got to be honest with you guys, the Lather Genie is a little small for me. As a bowl, it does produce volumes of lather, but I do like a bigger bowl. Personally, but we will use it. Ah, there we go, see, oh, too much. Definitely too much water into this soap. I am getting lather all over, so we'll have to really clean this blade afterwards. Make sure I do that properly. I was going to say what I do like about the Genie is this silicone rubber hold base, so you can hold it. You put your hot water in there, heat the bowl up, and then build a lather and get a hot lather. I like that aspect of it very much. As I say, I'll play around with the bowl, and we'll see if I can do a bit better. Guys, I'm getting myself in a bit of a mess today. Tell you what guys, this razor blade is smooth. It's really nice. And Mike sent me some information about the Engels company. I'll put my glasses down now. Apparently they are made with what is called argo steel, and that is a very tough and durable steel. Now I haven't been able to find out any more about that, but I'll look into that further. But apparently it's renowned for being able to take an edge easily and hold that edge for a very long time. So it sounds good. Guys, I'm dripping everywhere. I'm just going to have to rinse the blade under the tap because my cloth and my shirt is getting covered here in this ironically wet lather. I shall clean the razor later. Make sure that I put it on the windowsill to dry. We've got a nice bit of sunshine this afternoon. Guys, I've got lather all around. It's everywhere. So there we are, live shaving, or rather shaving on a video. And putting the video out as if it was live doesn't always go to plan. It's a good analogy for life there, isn't it? Doesn't always go to plan. Right, okay, let's that's the first pass. So I am just going to, and you can see in fact on my brush, this is what let's get some, I'm gonna rinse my cloth, guys. I need to just clean up a little bit, guys. I'm absolutely covered. So, sorry about that. If you don't wish to watch this bit, you can fast forward. But I am absolutely plastered here. Now, I was going to say, what I don't like about bowls where you press to get the lather into the brush is that it forces the lather to the base of the knot, and as the water runs down the knot, you end up with your handle being covered. Of course, any sensible person would put the brush like that, and then that wouldn't happen. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about experimenting a little bit more with the Lather Genie, because obviously I have got a very slick lather all down the handle of this brush. I'm going to just take my brush and I'm just going to rub that on the top of the soap there, and hopefully that extra bit of soap will just firm up the lather a little bit, and maybe we will have a more successful second pass. Now I do still need to put a drop of water into this. I've got a combination of things going on here, guys. I've got way too much soap in my brush. To start with, and I think that complicated things. There we go, that looks okay. We'll go with that. I've got my clean cloth. A clean tea towel, so we'll give the razor a quick wipe down the handle. And we're ready. I think we're ready for a second pass. So I'll just wipe the blade on my damp cloth there, and let's give this a go. Now that feels much better. The lather is nice and wet, but it's not running off my face. Very nice. Now these Engels razors, actually they were made in Germany. The company started in 1892. And the family were very keen on exporting their razors to the US. And unfortunately, the German factory, which was called Engelswerk C.W. Engels Fuck, closed its doors after the war in 1943, or coming up to the end of the war rather, and F.W. Engels in the United States shut up shop at about the same time. Very collectible apparently. This is the Special, which is one of their collectible razors. But there's also a razor called Perfect Temper and one called Leader. If it's anything like this, it's a very, very nice blade. Now I think that was what I was doing when I caught myself with the edge of that blade, and you can see I've just got a little, it's about 1.5 inch mark left there. Funnily enough, got myself both sides on the neck, and down here had a rare old time. And just the other week I was saying, wasn't I, that in old literature it was noted that the square tip was the cause of most shaving accidents. Yes, and that rings true for me in 2023. Nice unintended bit of rhyme in that sentence. I was playing with my strops the other day, guys. I bought a new one. I bought a vintage, new old stock strop. Originally sold by Boots the Chemist in their toilet department. And it's called the Scorcher, made of calf leather, which is very soft. It was a beautiful colour, but that was because the leather, over goodness knows how many years, had dried. And even though it was still soft, I did feel that if I used it as a strop and put any pressure on it, it might tear. So I have oiled that with neat's foot oil. Now neat's foot, neat, is an old English word for cattle. So neat's foot oil is literally oil made from the bones of cattle's feet. But I'll show you my little strop. There we are. Boots toilet department, and you can see it's a lot darker colour if you've seen the picture that I put on the Facebook page there. So a bit of a shame it went that darker colour, because it was just beautiful before. I found that I actually like untreated, or rather, I like a strop that's made from veg tan leather. And I like a veg tan strop that's not been treated with anything. I find that has a little bit of a slower draw, which I like. But also, I prefer to use the, instead of canvas backing, especially a lot of modern canvases. I'm not explaining this well, guys. For those of you that don't have strops. Okay, this is a canvas back. So once I've finished shaving, you would strop on the canvas or cotton back. That would realign the fibres on the razor, the metal, and then you would finish with some strokes on the leather being a lot smoother. But what I actually like is to use the suede as my first port of call and then switch to the leather. And again, the suede has a nice slow draw, and I like that. Now Jacques from Dapper Shaves put out a really good video about stropping a while ago, so I'll put the link in the description to this video. So you can see, but he is another gentleman that prefers the suede side of the strop rather than a canvas or cotton material, each to their own of course, but yeah, interesting, all these different materials. And yet Matt from Rise Emporium doesn't recommend using the suede side at all. But I'm sure that the very earliest strops would have just been a piece of leather, suede on one side, the finished leather on the other side. That's kind of what I like. There we are now. I have got a bare naked face there. I think I will do. I think that will do. You know, I'm obviously in a bit of a state today, guys. I've just wiped my razor on my cloth. It turned out I wiped it on my finger. So at that point, I think I will rinse off and put on some aftershave before it goes completely wonky today. I'm going to use the other side of my cloth just to wipe my face. Now I can tell you from moving the cloth across my face, incredible slickness. Now amber rose, what am I going to use to go with that? I haven't got a clue actually, so I think it's just going to be skin bracer. Maybe doesn't necessarily go with amber rose, but heck, it's nice. So there is my shave today, gents, and I'm sorry it was not quite so ordered as I would have liked. I have got a heck of a mess to clean up here, so I will get on with that. You take care of yourselves. Subscribe if you haven't, I'd really love that, and I'll see you next time around. All the very best to you all. Bye bye now.